This plea agreement was a sweetheart deal of Hunter Biden, and I'm glad that the judge refused it yesterday. It shows that no person's above the law.
That's what Republican Congressman Jason Smith just told Fox. He's the one who filed a brief in the case urging the judge to consider political interference. IRS whistleblowers allege that benefited the president's son, who ended up pleading not guilty for now to tax evasion misdemeanors and a felony gun charge.
So this plea deal is not over. Hunter entering a not guilty plea, but he could change it to a guilty plea when both parties return to that courthouse in Wilmington for a follow-up court date on August 25th. Now, one of the big sticking points in the case yesterday was more potential charges coming to Hunter Biden, whether he will be charged with being an unregistered foreign agent.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. That's all related to Hunter Biden's time on a Ukrainian energy company's board as Republicans investigate his business dealings. And if his father was involved, the president insists he was not. Now, President Biden will today get a briefing on record heat that keeps searing the Southwest, and he'll speak out on climate change, with excessive heat warnings and advisory stretching today from Texas to Wisconsin to New England to Virginia.
The heat has some northeastern cities like D.C. and Boston declaring heat emergencies. This will open cooling centers.
That's Fox Weather's Katie Byrne. Are aliens real? A whistleblower told a House UFO hearing the government's been dealing with them a long time.
I like to use the term non-human. I don't like to denote origin. Keeps the aperture open, both scientifically. Right. Certainly, like I've discussed publicly previously, 1930s.
That's former Air Force Intel officer David Grush. Testified they've recovered alien spacecraft, maybe even non-human remains. There's a different mystery in Montana, where Alicia Navarro walked into a police station 4 years after the autistic teen went missing in Arizona after writing a note to her mother saying she was leaving. Police are trying to figure out what happened. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. When a restaurant closes, my reaction is, that sucks. They had good steak. When regional banks close, or 3 of them close overnight, it freaks me out. This is why I have my own personal gold reserve. It's part of my personal protection plan. Call my friends at Oxford Gold Group. Call 833-404-GOLD. 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
MVP's bonus days are back at Lowe's. Find special savings on top brands like DeWalt. Right now, save $60 when you buy a DeWalt impact driver or drill for just $99 each. Plus, MVP's Pro Rewards members will earn 3 times the bonus points when shopping the Pro Zone. Shop in-store and online today. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. DeWalt offer valid 7/17 through 8/2. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. Valid through 7/28. Subject to change.
House Republicans got to confront the head of Homeland Security some want to impeach at a hearing.
This administration has abandoned any semblance of border security and immigration enforcement.
Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan, but Alejandro Mayorkas told lawmakers border crossings are way down from the record surge of illegal immigration.
Our approach to managing the borders securely and humanely, even within our fundamentally broken immigration system, is working.
Now, the most controversial spot along the border now is in the Rio Grande River in Texas, where the federal government's suing, trying to get floating barriers removed, put in place by Republican Governor Greg Abbott, who refuses, saying the feds aren't doing their job.
The Department of Justice is asking the U.S. District Court for the Western District of Texas to not only block the construction of any new floating barriers, but also to force Texas to take down the ones that are already there. The suit says Abbott and Texas are violating the Rivers and Harbors Appropriation Act by building a structure in U.S. water without getting permission from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. They also say it harms foreign relations with Mexico, whose foreign secretary says it violates 2 treaties between the 2 countries and that part of the barrier is on Mexican territory. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are rising the day after another Fed interest rate hike. The Dow's gone up 13 straight days. A draw for the American women at soccer's World Cup. 1-1 with the Netherlands.
In swinging ball, headed down, tied and won! She did it, Haran!
That call courtesy of Fox Sports as the header from Lindsey Horan following a corner kick tied the score. The 2 teams now tied atop Group E with 4 points each. The Americans do have the advantage for now in the goal differential tiebreaker heading into the final match of group play early next Tuesday morning, East Coast time, with the U.S. taking on Portugal.
That's Eric Messersmith. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. I'm Joe Miller. Illinois dealing with hot and humid weather the rest of the week. National Weather Service's highs throughout much of the state could reach to the upper 90s today. Heat index values in the triple digits. Heat advisory goes into effect today. It'll last till Friday night. Hot and humid conditions could cause heat illnesses. The president designating a new national monument to honor Emmett Till and his mom, the 14-year-old black child from Chicago, murdered in Mississippi by white supremacists in 1955. The president signed a proclamation establishing 3 sites, including 2 in Mississippi, 1 in Roberts Temple Church of God in Christ in Chicago, where Emmett's funeral was held. Illinois football adding a former rival to their coaching staff. Jim Leonard was named senior football analyst for the program. He joins the Illini from Wisconsin, where he spent the last 7 seasons on staff. He began his coaching career at Wisconsin in 2016. That's what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Well, good Friday morning, Thursday morning. What's the day? So you have the calendar.
Thursday the 27th. It's only Thursday, July 27, 2023, sir.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I was at CrossFit gym at about 11 yesterday morning at University and 5th in Champaign. And there was a
that's why I heard and saw the red lights and siren going over there. So.
Yeah, right. There was a crack of thunder that almost knocked me off my feet. It was right over.
Oh, yeah.
It was kaboom.
Yeah.
It was
I got through a shower yesterday, too.
Oh, man. All right. It's patio play at Houlihan's tonight.
It's true. And the Jaybirds will be on stage 6 to 8 at First and St. Mary. Go on by for patio play with a special person. $7 glass of house wine, a special menu. Patio play Thursday evening, 6 to 8 at Houlihan's.
Having a hard time keeping transmitters cool in this kind of weather, Mr. Greg, meteorologist Solier.
Yeah, I would imagine. And most everyone from transmitters to hogs and doggies to man and beast and everything in between around here, just hang in there. There is some relief coming our way. Matter of fact, nice drier air, lower dew points, which will be down some 15 to 20 degrees from what we have now. Those dew points, the measure of atmospheric moisture with regard and in relation to temperature. And you begin to feel the stuff at 60, gets a little humid at 65. Yeah, it's pretty sticky at 70. It's Gulf Coast, Yucatan Peninsula, and the Gulf of Mexico type humidity at 75 and higher. And just add wet grounds and rapidly growing corn and soybean fields where soil moisture is adequate. No wonder we're able to pump atmospheric moisture on in. But it's warm, relatively speaking, up aloft, so we can't get things widespread in the sense of showers and thunderstorms. Although there have been pockets, as you guys just mentioned, of some spotty shower activity. A couple of days ago, Tuscola picked up an inch of rain out of one of those little things. So we'll see what transpires on the iffy and spotty stuff. Now, late tomorrow night and Saturday, good coverage. Rains will come through the area. We'll get another crack at it here on Tuesday to Wednesday. And signs as we get into the early days of August, cooler, wetter weather comes our way as well. So hang in there. 75 already at Willard and Savoy. Dew point at 73, 74 at Rantoul. The excessive heat warning and advisories continue on for the next couple of 2 or 3 days. 95 today, feeling like 105 to almost 110 later on today. Just a light south wind. It'll shift northerly. An isolated shower thunderstorm still can't be ruled out here this afternoon and evening time. Muggy as all get out tonight, 76 tomorrow. A little more breeze and a high up to 97. That'll be the hottest day of the year with maybe a thunderstorm late morning and more so late in the day. A couple of good coverage thunderstorms, maybe heavy and severe tomorrow night into Saturday morning. A break coming back in later in the day, Saturday at 91. 80s for high Sunday and Monday. Back into the lower 90s Tuesday and Wednesday. A couple of more scattered storms. And again, maybe a turn towards some cooler weather as we open up the new month of August. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
All right, off and running on this Thursday. John Decker coming up at the bottom of the hour. He's Gray Television's White House correspondent.
Yep.
He'll cover the Hunter Biden, whatever happened yesterday, which is shocking to me. You're going in for a plea deal. It's kind of like asking a girl to marry you. You always need to know the answer before you ask. So the plea deal is supposed to last, half hour. Everybody's decided, the prosecution, the defense, the defendant, you're ready to go. Here's our deal. We came up with a deal. The judge looks it over, stamps it, and says, okay, court adjourned. So they came in. Remember there was a picture of the guy that was doing a bong at his house, and that's Hunter's lawyer?
Oh.
Maybe he did a bong in the car. So they get in there, and apparently the defense and Hunter Biden didn't realize that, while there is still ongoing, there could be more charges. Is he immune to that? could there be more charges? And the answer is he doesn't get immunity for further things. He thought he did.
I was thinking the news report said that too.
Well, I think it did. I think it said, okay, it's all over. No more charges ever for anything.
Right.
Immunity.
And that's kind of why he agreed to do this, right? To say, oh, these charges will be
This will be the entire blanket. It's over. Everything is covered. If I say I'm guilty and then I do some community time for the felony of not only having a gun when I shouldn't, not only doing drugs with the gun, but throwing the gun in a wastebasket outside. What? So the troubled kid. There's no doubt about it. But the question is, the real issue here isn't about Hunter Biden's cocaine. It's about Joe Biden. And did he finally, at 2014, heard Clay Travis say this. It made sense. 2014, Joe Biden. He's Barack Obama's guy, right? Mm-hmm. 8 years together, a team. Barack Obama's popular. I'm next. Got Hillary. Well, what did Hillary? Her turn. So Joe says 2014, I don't have a second home. I don't have a beach home. What the heck? I'm getting old. I'm done. So how do we cash in on this? Does he get with Hunter? Hunter is the guy, Burisma. They're being paid by Ukraine, China, and Russia. So what's going on today? The issue isn't cocaine. The issue isn't Hunter Biden. The issue is Joe Biden really for Ukraine, or does he have some obligations there?
I see.
Is Joe Biden really doing China the right way, or does he have some stuff, or they have some stuff on him? Is he compromised? It's a legitimate question. So that's the real big overplay. That's why they're saying impeachment. He'll never be impeached. You can go through the exercise. You can do what they did to Trump, whatever you want. Nobody's being removed from office, folks. Nothing, ever. That's not how it works. Bill Clinton was impeached. Donald Trump was impeached twice, I think. I lost count. Donald Trump got impeached for making the call, checking on if the Bidens did something wrong. And now we got the Bidens that did stuff wrong. This guy, Devin Archer, who was right there toe-to-toe with Hunter and Joe, the whole thing, he's testifying before Congress next week. He knows where everything is. He's also in hiding because there are threats.
Oh, no.
He had to leave his home and 2 homes. Those people have 2 homes very easily. Anyway, it's mind-boggling. So John Decker will comment more on that at the bottom of the hour. I do have, it was such a ridiculous, okay, you plead to 2 little tax things, and then the gun thing goes away, a little community service, it's all done.
Right.
Most people would have serious issues with a felony crime with gun, drugs, all of that. So everybody thought this is not fair. It's too much of a sweetheart deal, they're calling it. But the bottom line is the judge saw it and said, you know what, I can't let you plea when you think you've got immunity from everything, because that's not true. Mm-hmm. And there's still more investigation. The prosecution was asked, are there still things being investigated? They said, yes. Well, then how can we do this? There's still stuff that could come out. The big deal was the IRS whistleblowers who came before Congress and were riveting with their information about, you can't ask about the big guy. That's Joe Biden. You can't ask about this. You can't ask about, and they just thwarted the investigation. So 2 whistleblowers from the IRS risking probably their life and, of course, their career. Mm-hmm. Very compelling last week. And so the amicus is what you write, kind of a summary that was sent to the judge from one of the guys, Republicans in Congress, said, Judge, you need to know all this information we had last week. We presented to you. And then they got a call the night before the plea deal yesterday from somebody who said they're from the guy that presented the paper that summarized the IRS agents. They said, we're from that office and you got to take it out because it's got personal information. They faked it. They pretended to be from the other side. And the judge was fuming about that. She said, you got 3 hours to tell me what's going on or you're going to be sanctioned. So you have somebody that, it was a misunderstanding with a staffer. Okay.
Man, this sounds like a movie to me.
It really does. It's 7:15. We're going to play Brett Bielema at Big Ten. The boys are off this afternoon, so I'm going to play it for you this morning. The entire 12 minutes of Brett Bielema with questions.
Awesome.
Who would have thought Brett Bielema in his third season at Illinois would have got a question about Barbie?
Well, he has two girls.
We will give you that here coming up. But if you get one shot, you get 12 minutes to ask the coach a question. You get one shot. You're asking about Barbie. That's a Stevie J question.
Exactly.
That's a lob ball. But
Did you go to Indianapolis yesterday, Stevie, and sneak in a Barbie movie question?
Okay, it was me. All right,
and I guess Johnny Newton, one of 10 conference honors for the Leaders and Legends, some kind of award that he's up for in the preseason.
We got a great front seven. We don't know what the back four guys are doing, but we've got a really good front seven in our defense.
Cole Kmet with the Bears tight end got a 4-year extension, too. It's kind of fun to be talking about football. And yesterday, football, when it comes to women's soccer, 1-1 against the Netherlands with USA. Stevie's not even paying attention.
I don't know really. I'm convinced that several of the members of our women's soccer team don't even like it. Don't even like America. They don't even like America.
Dang it!
That hurts me.
Didn't we learn something with the Brittany Griner stuff?
I just want you to love the country you play for, or don't play for my country. That's all. I love my country.
That's right.
I need you to love my country if you're waving my flag.
Okay. St. Louis Cardinals over Arizona 11-7. Let's get your Redbird recap.
With Ricky Orton, I'm John Rooney. The Cardinals and Cubs play tonight at 6:45 at Busch Stadium to open a long homestand. But yesterday, the Cardinals ended their road trip in Arizona, taking 2 out of 3 from the Diamondbacks. They scored 10 runs in a win on Monday, then 11 runs yesterday, winning 11-7.
A lot of hits in the game yesterday. The Diamondbacks had 15, the Cardinals had 15, but the Cardinals out-homered Arizona 5-2. They also did better with runners in scoring position. Jack Flaherty made the start for the Cardinals. He was okay. He was pretty good, and perhaps his last start as a Cardinal, and they were able to have a happy flight back to St. Louis.
2 home runs for Nolan Gorman. Lars Nootbaar hit 1. Paul Goldschmidt and Andrew Kisner drove in 3 runs.
Cardinals really showed their power. That's been a mark of this team offensively.
Cardinals-Cubs tonight at Busch Stadium. Miles Michaelis will make the start. We're on the air at 5:50. Ricky will have the lineups at 6:35. I'll bring you the first pitch thrown by Miles at 6:45. We hope you'll join us. The Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum is the official home of Cardinals history. For those who want to be a part of one of the sport's greatest collections in the world, museum membership is the way to go. Cardinals Museum membership provides unlimited admission for 1 year, exclusive Hall of Fame bobbleheads, discounts, ticket offers, and more, in addition to supporting exhibit design and artifact restoration. There are a variety of membership levels, including our ultimate level of membership. For more info and to join, go to cardinals.com/membership.
So Cubs win over Chicago's White Sox 10-7, and now gearing up for the series against the St. Louis Cardinals with a 6:45 start. You can hear as a Cubs fan over on US 105.9, Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer, but
Ian Happ had a big home run and an RBI. They swept the White Sox.
I know.
Here's our weather brought to you this morning by Carl.
Carl reminds you it's time for school physicals and back to school sports. If you need something done, find a location near you at carl.org.
Look at everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana and vicinity. As expected, the heat building on in, oppressive humidity values and an excessive heat warning in effect across the area. Use care and caution. Still enough energy and weakness up aloft to generate an isolated shower thunderstorm during the late night, early morning, or later afternoon into the early evening. Better organization of rainfall around here for the end part of the week, and then somewhat cooler, drier air shapes up for the weekend. Up to 95 today, partly sunny skies, a little patchy fog around early on this morning, and rain chance at 20% this afternoon, 30% late night tonight, up to 40% tomorrow, 50-50 crack at it here for tomorrow night in through Saturday, and some of those storms could be heavy and severe. We'll bottom out down to 76 for tonight, highs tomorrow at 97, 91 on Saturday, then high temperatures will settle back into the middle 80s over the course of the weekend. Couple of more thunderstorms, and we're back into the lower 90s early next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Yep, we do have a Stever. I shall introduce that to you here coming up in a moment.
Awesome.
John Decker from Great Television. Mm-hmm. That'll be coming up in just moments as well. Next 10 minutes, stand by.
A tradition of excellence over 150 years in the making. At Busey Bank, we're committed to building relationships that span generations. Wherever your journey in life leads you, we are with you along the way, creating a legacy for you and your family. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
McDonald's shares are rallying after its earnings were better than expected in the recent quarter. The fast food giant says it was able to keep costs down. Digital sales, food ordered on its app and online, are still strong. Comcast also reported an upbeat quarter. Southwest Airlines shares are slumping. The company says its business still has not recovered to pre-pandemic levels. It's adjusting its flight schedule for next year to reflect changes to customer patterns, though it's seeing strong demand for leisure travel. Its earnings in the recent quarter were weaker than a year ago. MasterCard has told financial institutions to block marijuana purchases on its debit cards because pot is still illegal at the federal level. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
The Fearless and Proud podcast series looks at acts of bravery and strength by women. And in this first season, we look at women who played important roles in the Civil War as soldiers, spies, and battlefield nurses. Listen ad-free on Fox News Podcasts via Apple Podcasts, and Prime members can listen to this show ad-free on Amazon Music.
Diane Ducey here. With Nate Evans of eXp Realty, it's always a good time to sell your home.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to theNateEvansGroup.com.
You spend half of your life indoors. That's half of your life underneath your roof. Who do you trust to keep you safe and dry underneath it? The name to remember is Roof Doctors. Roof Doctors understands the harsh weather conditions that your roof endures because they're a family and locally owned business. From your community, for your community, the doctors who make the house calls, Roof Doctors, at roofdoctors.com or phone 328-7529. Rest easy under a roof that's been treated by Roof Doctors. Great to talk with Fayon about driving and delivering for Pepsi-Cola Champaign-Urbana Bottling.
Come home every day. It pays very, very well, especially for a truck driver. They're very understanding. It's just a great company all around. They're always eager to help. And you off on the weekends. The company in general is just a great company. Very family-oriented. Comes in, check on you, see if you like it. Always asking questions, trying to see if you need any help. Pretty dope.
Sound appealing? Join the Pepsi team. Equal opportunity employer. Visit PepsiColaCU.com. Dang it, I forgot to order our water.
You know?
And it's hot, Stevie.
Well, we're going to have to drink tap water.
What?
I know. Well,
we have Fayon coming in and delivering our water here from Pepsi. And I saw Mary on Tuesday at the Challenger League supporting our Katie Bug in Tolono, and she was saying, you got to call me, Di. You can't just sit here in the bleachers and say we need water in downtown Philo.
We need probably delivery every 3 weeks. I think we go through that.
Yes, thank you, Mary. If you're listening, just take note of that.
I think we get on a schedule because it's like, hey, can you give me water tomorrow?
I know.
They actually have schedules and routes and stuff that we don't observe.
Exactly.
Anyway, we get water from Pepsi. It's very nice.
Good people.
Machine, cold water all the time. All right, our Stever offer from PDR Automotive. It's that full vehicle inspection, which I think is gold, particularly if you're trying to sell your car or truck or van, and you just leave that in the front seat for somebody wanting to look at it. And you're going to make a little more money if you sell it on your own, probably if you want to deal with all that.
Full disclosure, here's the report from PDR.
Yep, so PDR will run a diagnostic, and they know where to put the little probes or whatever the heck they do. And then it comes out like 4 or 5 pages of this is good, a little flag over here, a little flag. It's just nice to know whatever you're driving's roadworthy. So it's $100. I'm paying for that. And then if you do need something, they say you ought to do this filter thing. It's $180, but Stevie's giving you $100 toward that.
Nice.
So it's a $200 package.
Okay.
It's at PDR Automotive. They're on Cunningham and Urbana.
1002 North Cunningham and Urbana.
Right next to the Blossom Basket Florist. And if you would like it, you go to GoStever.com. If you're not a member, we don't know why, because I give money out almost daily. So go stever.com for details. PDR Automotive, a full vehicle inspection.
PDRauto.com if you want more details. Boy, they've been in business a while, and their mechanics have experience.
Yeah, I think they're 50-plus years.
1973.
Yeah, that's 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there you are. GoStever.com. So Brett Bielema was representing. He went first out of the gate at the Big Ten. And so off we go into season 3. Brett Bielema, it was actually this, they only got like 4 questions because it's like boom, boom, boom. There's like 14 people to talk to.
Yeah, I know.
So they
only get like 15 minutes total.
Yeah, I think he lost a couple of minutes with the TV guys, the NBC guy, CBS guy. Well, we got the Big Ten, we got CBS. So anyway, so they took up several of his minutes.
Gotcha.
He says, actually, that's fine with me. So here's the most unique question Brett Bielema got yesterday.
Dustin Schutte, Indiana Sports Beat. Brett, I'm going to throw a non-football question your way. The new Barbie movie's out. Have you taken your daughters to see it? Do you have plans to go see it? Can you give us some thoughts on this this new movie?
I saw a little social media tweet that the money it brought in a weekend compared to the next rated movie was pretty impressive. I see a lot of Barbies. I have a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old. I know my 6-year-old Bella is watching, so hi, Briella. I bought a lot of Barbies. We had a Tooth Fairy show up the other day. Tooth Fairy is going for $20 these days. I couldn't believe that price. But we bought a lot of Barbie stuff for $20. So I don't really get to talk a lot of Barbie, so I appreciate the question. Have not taken her to see it, but I'm sure we're going to see it. We're kind of in the mermaid mode right now, so we're still heavy into mermaids.
Nice.
So and you're dressing in pink, right, to go to Barbie?
Pretty much.
Yeah, everybody getting pink.
It can be a big deal if you want to make it that way.
And it's not a bad movie from the standpoint it rated well on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's right,
92%.
And when it comes to the PG-13, it's just mainly they talk about the hump on can or something like that. It's silly.
Okay. I'm not sure. I think that'd be my 3rd or 4th movie I would see. I want to see.
Oppenheimer's number one right now. And Sound of Freedom.
Yeah, Sound of Freedom.
Yeah.
I'm just reluctant because I know what that is. Mm-hmm. It's the sex slave thing that we try and ignore, but I just hate to even think about how rampant the sex slave business is and how many. I mean, Champaign-Urbana's probably got plenty of it.
You're right.
And I don't know what you do about that. It makes me angry and so upset. It's just what I would do to people that used the service is not Christian. What I would do to the people that did the service and organized the service is certainly not Christian.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that I flow to anger so quickly over stuff like that because you're taking advantage of the most vulnerable. And the sick people that do all this it's just... Anyway, that's Sound of Freedom, certainly. I'm an Indiana Jones fan, kind of wanted to see that.
Yeah, it's great.
I totally want to see Mission Impossible.
Yeah, that one's great, too. I've seen that one, too.
Because Tom Cruise was the biggest movie of last year with Maverick? Was Maverick?
Are just amazing.
Was Maverick this year or last year?
Last year.
The great movie.
Oh, yeah.
Terrific movie.
With Top Gun and all.
And I think the formula was action... Good ending, funny.
Yep.
Remember Top Gun?
Yep.
So the 50 and 60-year-olds go, so really related to a lot of ages.
Absolutely.
Anyway, so those are, I definitely want to see Oppenheimer too, about the atomic bomb and the development of that. And the compromising feeling that scientists must feel, knowing that your invention is going to kill a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
But it could also save a lot of lives, as it did in Japan. From 1945. So, okay, we will, sadly, because we figured if we go door to door in Tokyo, we'd lose a million American soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to end the war, Japan would not surrender, so we had a schedule. They bombed Hiroshima, then Nagasaki. They were going to bomb every week. They were sending an atomic bomb every week. And they knew it. Japan knew it. So they just finally said, we're done. And it ended the war. Okay, 7:29. John Decker, Gray Television's White House correspondent, is coming up next on your radio. Don't go away.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weaver's Flooring and Furniture Gallery. Take a look around your home. Is it finally ready for some much-needed updates? If you don't know where to start, then just meet with one of our experts. We'll help you find the perfect waterproof plank floor for your kitchen or that stain-resistant, super soft carpet for your bedroom. Finish your room update with a custom sofa and chairs, or choose a trendy in-stock dining set that's priced right. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow, right here in Champaign-Urbana, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Kurt and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. It's easy to switch and save. Just give them a call when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Let Max Twin City Recycling pay you for your junk metal items. As the weather begins to heat up, now is a great time to put cash in your pocket for the steel, copper, brass, and aluminum items you've been meaning to get rid of. We've recently added a large concrete pad to make unloading quicker and cleaner for our customers. Visit us on North Lincoln Avenue, just north of I-74, or at maxrecycling.com.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. It's up to a federal judge in Delaware what happens next with Hunter Biden's for now rejected plea deal on tax charges. His attorneys and prosecutors have 30 days to address Judge Mary Ellen Noreika's questions and concerns.
When the judge asked one simple question of the prosecution, is this criminal investigation into Hunter Biden over? The prosecutor said no, and then the judge replied, quote, I have concerns about the agreement. I can't let him plead to something if he thinks he has protection from something and he doesn't.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. A girl reported to have run away from home in Arizona 4 years ago walks into a police station in Montana to say that she is Alicia Navarro, 18 years old now.
She is, by all accounts, safe. She is, by all accounts, healthy. And she is, by all accounts, happy.
Glendale, Arizona police spokesman Jose Santiago says she's very apologetic about what she's put her mother through. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Well, the largest union of Illinois state employees signing off a new contract asks me Council 31 announcing the ratification of the new 4-year deal. The agreement provides a 4% pay increase retroactive to July 1st, expanded parental leave to 12 weeks, and new joint efforts to improve workplace safety. Governor's offering financial assistance to taxpayers affected by the severe weather hitting parts of the state June 29th through July 4th. He issued a disaster proclamation for more than 20 counties. Taxpayers in these counties may request waivers of penalties and interest on state taxes if they can't file their returns or make payments on time. Illinois officials expanding air quality alert messaging statewide. New Illinois-specific guidelines have been established for issuing air quality messages to the public to provide additional guidance for public health measures. The Illinois EPA incorporating all 14 sectors where air quality is forecasted in the state to Air Pollution Action Day program. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Weather brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
They've got an art fair coming up on August 5th at Crystal Lake Park in Urbana between 10 and 4. Over 40 featured artists in this beautiful park and food trucks. Make sure you take note August 5th for the art fair at Crystal Lake Park in Urbana.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign, Urbana, and vicinity, assuming no outflow boundaries or thunderstorm activity on a widespread basis. Often running into this heat wave weather pattern and an excessive heat warning in effect for high temperatures the next couple of days into the mid and upper 90s. Indices of heat up to about 110 in some areas, and muggy dew point and high dew point values as well. Use care and caution. 95 the forecast high today. Still a slim chance for an isolated shower thunderstorm late this morning and this afternoon. Slightly better odds overnight tonight, down to 76. Tomorrow up to 97. The rain chances will get bumped up to 40% by late in the day. Could be some stormy weather, especially north of Champaign tomorrow night and closer to home by Saturday. Lows tomorrow night in the 70s, and a hot, humid Saturday at 91. Humidity will come down late in the day. Cooler, drier air with high temperatures in the mid to upper 80s Sunday and Monday. A couple more thunderstorms in here for Monday late and Tuesday next week. We're heading back into the lower 90s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
All right, thank you, Greg. ESPN 93.5. I'm Stevie Jay. There's Diane Ducey.
Morning.
It is 7:34, and it's Thursday. John Decker. John Decker. John Decker. I want to talk to John Decker. He is the one we know. I want to talk to John Decker. He's at the White House in press row.
John Decker. John Decker. I want to talk to John.
Yes,
Decker.
ladies and gentlemen,
John Decker.
children in combines around the Midwest singing the song John Decker. Ladies and gentlemen, great television's White House correspondent is John Decker. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great, Stevie. Hope you're having a good weekend, but you're having a better week than Hunter Biden, that's for sure.
Well, speaking of which...
Hunter Biden's expected plea deal falling apart in court yesterday as he pled not guilty to 2 misdemeanor tax charges and a felony gun charge. Now, the deal would have allowed Hunter to avoid jail time for the gun charge by pleading guilty to the tax crimes, but the judge did not accept the plea agreement, questioning its constitutionality. At one point, the judge saying, quote, "I have concerns about this agreement. I can't let him plead to something if he thinks he has protection from something and he doesn't." The initial deal crumbled over 2 sticking points: whether Hunter could face additional future charges and whether his tax crimes could be decoupled from the felony gun charge.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Decker is the only attorney on press row. How do you go into a situation like that with a plea deal and not have it be 20 minutes long? You don't ask a girl to marry you unless you know the answer. You don't go into a court unless everybody knows everything. What the heck, John?
Well, the problem here isn't anything related to Hunter Biden. It has to do with his lawyers.
Yeah.
And his lawyers did not do a very good job. They didn't get clarification from the Department of Justice in terms of what the language means in the plea deal. And that was brought forward by a very basic question asked by the judge presiding over this case yesterday, Stevie. She asked the lawyers who were representing both sides, she said, "What's the scope of this agreement?" And she got 2 different answers. From Hunter Biden's lawyers, they said essentially this wipes the slate clean for our client. And the lawyer for the government said, "I don't know what you're talking about. We have an ongoing investigation into your client." And the judge then said, "It sounds to me like there's no plea agreement." And that was what happened yesterday initially. The plea agreement fell apart, and Hunter Biden ultimately pleading not guilty yesterday, and the judge giving both sides 30 days to come to some sort of an agreement that she could potentially sign off on.
Well, I mean, the whole thing was you can't come back at me. It'll be double jeopardy. But that's it. There's really bad timing on one of Hunter's lawyers being caught doing a bong. That was last week. And so he's doing a bong. That's it. That's one of the lawyers. How do you not ask the question that is all the whole encompassing? John, you asked all the questions. What happened? I can't believe this.
Yeah, look, I think that Hunter Biden's lawyers let him down as it relates to what happened yesterday. They likely will come to an agreement. This is my prediction in terms of what will happen. They will come to an agreement, but it won't be the agreement that Hunter Biden thought he was going. He's not going to get a so-called get-out-of-jail-free card. He's not going to have the government end its investigation into his activities potentially as an unregistered foreign lobbyist. That will continue. But I think that they will come to a plea agreement as it relates to the tax-related issues as well as the gun charge, and the judge will sign off on that, and that will avoid a trial for Hunter Biden as it relates to those issues. But look, the government is investigating his activities, the income that he derived as a foreign lobbyist, lobbying for a company based in Ukraine, lobbying for a company based in China, and we'll see where the government's investigation goes on those particular issues.
Is it conspiratorial of me to really not say anything? I don't care. I mean, I care as a human for another human. Hunter Biden's Hunter Biden. He's a troubled guy. But I need to know if our president has any way, shape, or form compromised in any way, shape, or form with his support of Ukraine because of what happened in the past. Was he the big guy? Did he get money for all? I kind of want to know all that. Can I find the answers to those things?
Well, at this point, you can't find the answers to all of this, but there's ongoing investigations, that one certainly being conducted by the House Oversight Committee. And, you know, these committees in Congress can be quite effective in learning information that we otherwise would not know. I think the investigations into Donald Trump, as it relates to January 6th and lead up to January 6th, provided information that the Department of Justice otherwise would not have known, that ultimately led to this grand jury being impaneled in Washington, D.C. So congressional committees can be quite effective. We saw that they were effective there, and I think that they could be quite effective in terms of finding additional information. You know, they always say, follow the money, and that will be the task of the House Oversight Committee. And it should also be the task, by the way, of the Department of Justice in terms of looking into these issues.
I mean, you just got to get answers for stuff like this when you got your most powerful man maybe in the world. You got to see what happened and why he did it and what the ramifications are today. That's a very important point of all of this is, why is Joe Biden doing this with China and Russia and Ukraine? Is it because he is compromised in any way? Just have to clear it out, figure it all out, and I hope they do. The impeachment possibly of Joe Biden, Speaker McCarthy was indicating that could be. John, they'll never remove a guy, and they never were going to remove Trump. They're never going to remove, Bill Clinton. And now, I mean, why the exercise? It's like if you're playing a basketball team, you can beat. Joe Biden, I think, will be vulnerable next year's election. So I don't know why the exercise. I guess for history's sake or something. I don't get it.
I think it's payback for what happened to Trump. That's what some Republicans would like to see. Speaker McCarthy was asked, in order to get to the point of an impeachment, you have to have high crimes and misdemeanors committed by the president. And that's how you launch an impeachment. And Speaker McCarthy was asked, what are the high crimes and misdemeanors? And he couldn't point to anything just yet, but an investigation is ongoing. He spoke about the idea of launching what he called an impeachment inquiry, which is different than an impeachment. It's essentially a hearing or hearings to decide whether or not to launch a formal impeachment against President Biden. But, to your point, let's just say you go down that road. You have the numbers there if every Republican votes to impeach President Biden, but the Senate is controlled by Democrats, and you're not going to get to 67 votes to remove Joe Biden from office. So what's the point? What's the point in going through that political exercise? We'll see what Republicans decide to do. I would not be surprised if there is a launching of an impeachment inquiry in the House Judiciary Committee, but that's different than a formal impeachment. That's different than what we saw happen twice with President Trump.
Okay, John Decker on the Tapman's Joint phone line, White House correspondent for Gray Television. Always fun and interesting to talk with John Decker on Thursdays, ESPN 93.5. Something happened to Mitch McConnell yesterday that I found very, very troubling and very scary.
Yeah, I agree with you. It looked, I'm as you are, and we're not medical professionals, but it looked like we were seeing a stroke happening in real time. I mean, that was scary, what we saw happen with Mitch McConnell, who's 81 years old, has dealt with some health issues, including suffering a concussion, broken ribs during a fall earlier this year, several weeks of rehab, and he does these weekly press conferences in the Capitol on the Senate side every Wednesday, and they typically go off without a hitch. Yesterday was not the case. He made a statement, spoke for about 20 seconds, and then just froze.
Stopped and frozen. Didn't move a muscle in his face.
Didn't move a muscle. Yep. Didn't do anything.
And then so, Dr. Barroso, the senator from, I can't remember where he's from. The guy that's a doctor.
Yes, John. I've known John Barroso since before he was a U.S. senator. I knew him when he was just a doctor from Casper, Wyoming.
Wow.
I mean, that's how long I've known him.
Wow.
And so thankfully, he's right next to Mitch McConnell and escorts him away from the podium, brings him to his office. And his office saying that he felt faint, lightheaded, I guess you could call it. And they haven't answered the question as to whether or not he saw any medical official from the Capitol, not just Dr. Barroso, but anyone else. In any case, came back to the podium a short while later, about 8 minutes later, continued doing the press conference, taking questions. And that was that. But that was a very unusual episode that we saw taking place yesterday in the U.S. Capitol.
All right, John Decker, is it just crazy of me to even think this? How about this?
What's that?
New rule.
Okay.
You cannot serve in any of the three branches of government, as Congress, Senate, President, if you're 80 or over. Just say, listen, you did it. Unbelievable. But if you're 75, you can't run for the Senate unless you resign. And just say 80 is the number. You're awesome. It's great. But why do I like walking around the shady rest, which is Washington, D.C.? John, there's just too many old people. I'm sorry. It's a big, bold dose of ageism. But I'm sorry. It's just the facts. We're all headed that direction. Why don't we just say, thank you. Here's your watch. Let's get you back to Wyoming.
Well, you probably don't praise Nancy Pelosi all that much, but, good for her for, saying, you know what, I've served my time as Speaker. I'm in my 80s, and now let me pass the baton to some younger people. And so she's done that. She walked away from that ultimate power of being the Speaker of the House, the third most powerful person in Washington, D.C. But, look, Mitch McConnell's 81, Joe Biden's 80, Donald Trump just turned 77 in June. And not to say that they can't contribute, but, look, it's up there in age, and it's the most demanding job that there is. It really is, in every way possible. And so, look, maybe it is on your part, Stevie, I'm not going to go down that road, but maybe it is on your part ageism. But it's something that people have to factor in when they do vote, as to whether or not they want to go with someone who is of a younger generation and is more adept at dealing with all of the issues that you have to deal with, physical and otherwise, if you're president of the United States or other leaders that are in our government.
Well, and I kind of believe in that whole absolute power corrupts absolutely thing. I just think that the incredible, you're a wonderful senator, you're an amazing senator, you're great on TV, senator. I just think it's hard to walk away from that.
Well, it is, and, look, one name you didn't mention, Dianne Feinstein. I think Dianne Feinstein, I think that she needs help just, every day, just in terms of helping her find where her office is. That's problematic, and she's not stepping away. We saw the same thing with Strom Thurmond, when he was a senator. So, look, I think it's ultimately up to voters. If voters feel that the individuals that are up for election can't do the job anymore, they have the right to vote them out. But sometimes, it should be individuals who can just simply step away, pass the baton to a younger generation.
If you can term limit the president and governors, I would think you could term limit the Congress. I just don't know why I know why we're reluctant to do it, because the people in Congress won't vote for that. I think you just say, listen, we're going to do this after you're done. But the next generation, that's right, it doesn't affect you. You can stay for your 90 years. But the next generation is going to have term limits.
Yeah, look, it's difficult for members themselves to make such a rule that affects themselves because they all want the power. They all want to be there. They all want to be representatives, senators, and it's difficult for them to do so themselves. And there's nothing in the Constitution as it relates to this. So, you have people running for, 10, 11, 12 terms. And the only thing that can stop them from continuing is the voters. If the voters decide to vote them out.
Okay, John Decker. Why is John Decker, great television's ace White House correspondent, one of the only guys ever to ask the hard questions? What is it about your press room in there where you're the only one that will go to the Hunter Bidens and go to the tough questions for Karine Jean-Pierre, or go to the dog biting everybody question? I mean, you kind of cover the gamut, but you're asking a lot of questions that are good. Are they afraid of what might happen if they ask a hard question?
I can't get inside the head of individuals, but I think the answer is yes. I do. I think they don't want to rock the boat. They don't want to be perceived as someone who is a troublemaker, and not that I am. And why go down that road? So they're, to me, when we had those whistleblowers from the IRS testify in Congress last week, that's a big story. That's a huge story, Stevie. And there wasn't one person in the White House press briefing that day who asked any questions in regards to the allegations, very serious allegations coming from those two IRS whistleblowers, except me. And I was the last person that she called on at the briefing. Thankfully, I think that I asked a relevant question as it relates to what was happening at the other end of Pennsylvania Avenue. And I must tell you, just earlier this week, I asked the only Hunter Biden question at the briefing. And you know what? The next day, which was yesterday, I got 3 questions. Oh. So this idea that she's going to shut you out, I think that I proved the fact that I'm not going to be shut out, even though I asked a question that may make them uncomfortable. You always know, Stevie, I ask fair. They're tough questions. They're fair. They're not gotcha questions. And if you're good at your job, you can handle those types of questions. And I've always maintained that.
Well, and they're relevant questions. They're
relevant, yeah.
They want to know. Relevancy is huge in knowing what to do. And you ask your questions in the briefing room. Sometimes it'll change based on what somebody else said. That's just the experience you have in everything. So finally, unbelievably, Mick Jagger's 80. I know you could probably jump around when you're 80, John Decker, but man, that's impressive.
Yeah. You know that talk show host, early 70s, Dick Cavett. You remember Dick Cavett?
I loved him.
Yeah.
Yes. Dick Cavett does an interview with Mick Jagger. It's the late 60s. He's doing a sit-down interview with Mick Jagger, and he says to him, Mick, I have to ask you, can you see yourself doing this, being a rock star in your 60s? And without missing a beat, he replies, easily.
Easily.
Easily. He says easily.
It probably is related to the fact that he doesn't weigh more than $130. I mean, the guy is thin, man. Anyway.
Hey, Stevie.
Yeah.
Hey, Stevie, can you believe that Mick Jagger and Joe Biden are the same age?
Oh,
can you get over that fact?
Now that rocks my world. That rocks me. Wow. John, you're the best. We always love talking to you. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Stevie. Thanks, Diane. Talk to you next week. Have a great weekend.
Yep, you as
All
well.
right, bye-bye.
John Decker, Great Television's White House correspondent on the Tapman's Towing phone line. We'll check weather coming up. I want to play all of Brett Bielman the next hour.
Yeah.
So if you hear how our head football coach did at the media, he's just solid, very comfortable up there. So we'll get to that here in our next hour as well. We'll check your weather coming up. Our Stever offer at GoStever.com is PDR Automotive. All you got to do is go to GoStever.com. I'll pay for a complete vehicle inspection. It'd be handy to have a 5-page printout of what you might be on radar for you down the road if it's not ready yet to have done. And if there's something done you want done, I'll kick in another $100. So it's a $200 prize, and I'm handing them out at GoStever.com. PDR Automotive has now been serving the Champaign-Urbana area for over 50 years. To give you some perspective, 50 years ago ended the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, and it was when Secretariat won the Triple Crown. So what does that mean for you and your vehicle? Whether you need a carburetor overhauled or your new vehicle computer system diagnosed or programmed, PDR Automotive has the experienced, knowledgeable staff that can handle all your automotive needs. Online at PDRauto.com, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Hi, I'm Steve with Restoration Urban Ministries, and we have a desperate need. We have a building that's coming down, and we have to put up another one. But we have you, and we have God on our side. So August the 12th, we are going to have at Hessel Park in Champaign, family, food, and fun. We're going to have 5 to 10 different church bands playing. We're going to have speakers. We're going to have testimonies. We're going to have food. We're going to have sausages and barbecue and corn on the cob, all kinds of summertime treats. And we're going to have a lot of fun going on. We have different games for the kids. So we're counting on you to come and join us and participate and help us raise money for a new building in Jesus' name. You can come and visit us at www.restorationurbanministries.org. Family, food, and fun at Hessel Park, August the 12th. We'll see you there.
Urbana's Market at the Square has been cultivating a vibrant scene in CU since 1979. Get to know your farmers bringing locally harvested honey, crafts, jewelry, art, fresh cut flowers, plus produce including fresh leafy greens and root vegetables, fresh baked treats, and a wide selection of proteins. Going on now, every Saturday, 7 a.m. till noon, rain or shine at Illinois and Vine, it's Urbana Market at the Square. Find Urbana Market on Facebook or urbanamarket.org.
In an ever-changing real estate market, it is so important to work with experienced agents like Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor teams at Taylor Realty Associates. They have the knowledge and expertise to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Trust the experience and success of Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor team at Taylor Realty Associates. Give them a call today at 217-355-0700 or visit them online at taylorboys.com. That's taylorboys.com.
Probably maybe the last real hot for the year.
It's the monster trucks at the fair tonight.
Yeah, just wear your sleeveless.
But it's bearable.
You look good in that sleeveless.
Look at everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity. As expected, the heat building on in oppressive humidity values and an excessive heat warning. In effect, across the area, use care and caution. Still enough energy and weakness up aloft to generate an isolated shower thunderstorm during the late night, early morning, or later afternoon into the early evening. Better organization of rainfall around here for the end part of the week, and then somewhat cooler, drier air shapes up for the weekend. Up to 95 today, partly sunny skies, a little patchy fog around early on this morning. That rain chance at 20% this afternoon, 30% late night tonight, and 40% tomorrow. 50-50 crack at it here for tomorrow night in through Saturday, and some of those storms could be heavy and severe. We'll bottom out down to 76 for tonight. Highs tomorrow at 97, 91 on Saturday. Then high temperatures will settle back into the middle 80s over the course of the weekend. Couple of more thunderstorms, and we're back into the lower 90s early next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Hi, this is Chris Jackson with Kramer Siding and Window. And whatever your project, you can count on Kramer Siding to offer you the best products backed by the best warranties in the business, as well as Central Illinois employees dedicated to providing you with professional installation and a lifetime of great customer service. And right now, you can save 10% on roofing, sunrooms, and decks, get 15% off gutter helmet, and you can save 25% on preservation siding, windows, and doors. So call today or visit us at kramersiding.com and let's get started on your project.
Kelsey Furniture in downtown Tuscola sells Tempur-Pedic beds. What's it like?
I'm going to tell you right now, Stevie, that thing is the best thing I've ever slept on in my life. My wife and I both have said we've never had better night's sleep. And the people at Kelsey's were fantastic. Brian is the guy that helped us. You know, as much as I did my research, he has a world of knowledge about beds themselves. Oh, man, it's like sleeping on a cloud, man.
Kelsey Furniture, downtown Tuscola.
It feels good to support the people who support our community. And over the years, you'd be hard-pressed to find a company and a family more dedicated to Champaign-Urbana than Pepsi-Cola Champaign-Urbana Bottling. The Comet family loves getting behind important causes like the Don Moyer Boys and Girls Club that helps kids facing challenges. Pepsi-Cola Champaign-Urbana Bottling stands just as tall when fellow team members like Mary faces challenges. Mary, the very heart and soul of the operation, receives some unmatched support and love from her fellow co-workers when she faced some rather severe health challenges. Mary is better now, and so is the team. Looking for a new place to work? Applications are being accepted for commercial drivers. Have you got a CDL? Make it happen at PepsiColaCU.com. Look under the More header. Click on Employment Opportunities. PepsiColaCU.com. Equal Opportunity Employer.
That's such a nice spot about Mary.
Thank you.
Very nice. Well done. So I could drive for Pepsi?
Yes.
So it's a pretty big truck.
Uh-huh.
So if I go to like Philo and stop on the road at Casey's, will somebody come get it? Because I can't go in town. A little crowded. Oh.
Well, the CDL program at Parkland recently graduated 200 people. So I know that they're
awesome.
Getting some more drivers out there, and Pepsi has had some hires, so we're happy about that.
Yeah, no, the recruiting on radio, because the aunt tells the nephew who tells the niece.
Yep, and the warehouse associates,
yeah.
some other jobs. Just go to,
plus you just over and over you're hearing, well, they sound like nice people. Well, they're local people.
For sure, building the brand.
It's, I'm not anti-corporation, but stuff happens unexpectedly if you're not owned by somebody you can talk to. Mm-hmm. That's just how it works. Mm-hmm. They like insulation and stuff like that. Anyway, so so I could drive a CD. I could do CDL. I just would stop at the off-ramp on 74. And then you got to come get it on the off-ramp because I can't. Ooh.
Probably more difficult on the logistics then.
Well, then you have to send another driver that can drive in town. Who wants to drive in downtown anything in a big truck? Okay, so I don't know why.
Speaking of hiring, Frasca is coming up with Kent Dunford, a special guest.
I can't wait to talk to Kent because we've got some amazing applications for him. Anyway, we're on Facebook Live. I have no idea.
Yes.
I have no idea how that. No idea.
I think Kyle's working his magic.
But I went and tried to reload it, and it was asking for money, and my trial was over.
But he told me we get two sources. Did we want to do Twitter? Do we want to do... And I saw us on Twitter.
Well, Twitter costs money now, too.
So, I don't know. Somehow
no
he
idea.
found something where we can do Facebook, but then he wondered, should we put it on Stevie J Broadcasting since we're reloading, or should we just go back to Stevie's page, Stevie's personal page?
Yeah.
So I think that's what we opted for.
I don't know,
because
but
that's
whatever.
where everybody has been.
We're there. So if for those of you that are confused, so am I.
And we're on YouTube for
channel,
sure.
the Stevie Jay Show on YouTube. If you care, and frankly, I don't get why you watch. It's kind of boring. I mean, a guy time just put it on Diane.
People look at an aquarium.
We have a way better. Well, that's true. We're the fish.
Exactly.
If I'm on camera too, it's way better with Diane.
Anyway,
yeah. So
I don't know
way
about all
better.
that.
Way better. Okay, we're going to break for the news. In addition to Kent talking about Frasca, we're going to play the entire Brett Bielema that I have from yesterday.
Yes.
So stand by for that. It's ESPN 93.5 coming up on 8 o'clock. You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
This cools down the talk of a possible recession. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. A new report just out showing the economy got a little stronger in the spring. GDP growth increased slightly.
The expectation was we were going to have a weaker Q2, this first read, than we had in Q1. Remember, we had a 2% read in Q1 for this year. We're thinking we were going to have a slowdown. It's the opposite, 2.4%.
That's Fox Business Network Cheryl Casoni. This is the day after the Fed hiked interest rates to their highest level in 22 years to fight inflation. And all of that going over well on Wall Street. Stock futures are rising. The Dow's gone up 13 straight sessions, its longest streak of gains since 1987. Republicans are glad the Hunter Biden plea deal broke down in court.
There is something that stinks in this plea agreement.
House Majority Leader Steve Scalise just told Fox.
Here you have this blanket immunity, and the judge actually was concerned about that. You know, how am I going to sign an agreement that literally lets him off the hook for things that he had done in the past when we don't even know if the investigation is over?
The judge has given prosecutors and lawyers for the president's son 30 days to rework things. The snag prompted Hunter Biden to plead not guilty to 2 tax evasion misdemeanors and a felony gun charge. Millions of Americans will be hot today. Excessive heat warnings and advisories up from Arizona to Texas, up to Minnesota, over to the East Coast. It'll feel like over 100 degrees in many areas. Ukraine is upping the ante in a counteroffensive against Russia.
Ukraine is continuing its surge in troops and firepower in a push to drive Russian forces from the southeast, most of it centered on Zaporizhia. The weeks-long counteroffensive has intensified at several points along the 930-mile front line, with Ukraine using Western-supplied advanced weapons and Western-trained troops against Russia.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. Niger's foreign minister is demanding soldiers release the African country's president the day after they detained him and declared they've seized control of Niger in a coup the U.S. is condemning. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. When a restaurant closes, my reaction is, that sucks. They had good steak. When regional banks close, or 3 of them close overnight, it freaks me out. This is why I have my own personal gold reserve. It's part of my personal protection plan. Call my friends at Oxford Gold Group. Call 833-404-GOLD. 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
MVP's bonus days are back at Lowe's. Find special savings on top brands like DeWalt. Right now, save $60 when you buy a DeWalt impact driver or drill for just $99 each. Plus, MVP's Pro Rewards members will earn 3 times the bonus points when shopping the Pro Zone. Shop in-store and online today. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. DeWalt offer valid 7/17 through 8/2. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. Valid through 7/28. Subject to change.
One other note on the economy. We got an update showing first-time jobless claims fell last week to the lowest level in 5 months, down to 221,000. The controversy surrounding gender-affirming medical care for children gets a hearing at the House today. Some states have banned it. Republicans also plan to focus on the controversy of trans athletes competing in women's sports. The day after a hearing that aimed to get to the truth about UFOs, or as they call these days, unidentified anomalous phenomena.
Parts of our government are aware of more about UAP than they let on, but excessive classification practices keep crucial information hidden.
That's former military pilot Ryan Graves, who's had personal close encounters with UFOs. Former Air Force intel officer David Grush testified the cover-up dates back to the 1930s, and they have alien spacecraft and non-human remains. Republican Congressman Tim Burchett asked Grush,
"Did you have any personal knowledge of people who have been harmed or injured
in efforts to cover up or conceal these extraterrestrial technology?
Yes.
Anyone been murdered?
I have to be careful asking that question. I directed people with that knowledge to the appropriate authorities.
Now another mystery. A girl who went missing in Arizona 4 years ago reappears.
Glendale police say Alicia Navarro, an Arizona teen with autism who went missing in September of 2019, has been found.
She was located in a very small town in Montana near the Canadian border.
Jose Santiago, the department's media manager.
She is, by all accounts, safe. She is, by all accounts, healthy. And she is, by all accounts, happy.
Explaining Navarro, now 18, walked into a Montana police station and identified herself. Glendale police say they are working with federal officials asking for patience as they investigate and for the teen and her family. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
A tie at the Women's Soccer World Cup. Team USA 1-1 against the Netherlands last night. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. I'm Joe Miller. Illinois Attorney General suing a Champaign County contractor. Lawsuit filed against John Litchfield of Litchfield Concrete in Mahomet over allegations of unfair and deceptive business practices. The suit claims since at least November 2019, Litchfield constructed and installed residential swimming pools and patios. A new regional carrier coming to Chicago's O'Hare. Contour Airlines launching a new daily service next month from O'Hare to 3 small communities across the Midwest. Contour offering flights to Veterans Airport of Southern Illinois and Marion, Kirksville Regional in Kirksville, and Owensboro, Kentucky. Illinois offering an incentive for users of clean hydrogen in the state. The governor signing a bill establishing a tax credit of $10 million per year in 2026 and 2027 for clean hydrogen users. The tax credit designed to keep pace with the state's clean energy goals and include a number of measures to ensure environmental benefit. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim Miller, ESPN 93.5. As we jump to our weather, our meteorologist, smart guy, is Greg Solier, who knows a lot about everything. How are you, brother?
That's primarily weather. Everything else, well, just middle, beefy part of the curve.
You be good. We just got done with a big family reunion. It is our 95th consecutive.
Nice.
It was unbelievable. So we have a men against women Trivial Pursuit. You'd been good on the science pie, I'm sure. We can get Greg's help there. All right, around here it's going to be pretty doggone hot and then a little better next week, but what you got in the immediate future, bud?
Yeah, the immediate future radar clean and green around here. The atmosphere a little more stable, so an even lesser threat and chance to get a cooling shower thunderstorm in 1 or 2 spots. And those spotty showers have helped out in a very localized basis here in coverage over the past couple of days. But if it does, probably rain, that is, just add to the humidity and the dew point values that are going to be oppressive. That in combination with mid and upper 90s for the next couple of days. We do have a cool front that's going to get weather pretty active around here for Friday night into Saturday. Drier, cooler for early next week. We'll get into a little brief spell of heat and humidity, but days are looking wetter and cooler as we get into the first few of the month of August. So hang in there if you need some relief, of which includes either a heat advisory for the next couple of days and or an ongoing heat warning, excessive heat warning for the next 24 hours. It's 75 at Willard and Savoy, 76 at Rantoul. The dew points are into the low to mid 70s, so those feel-like temperatures are already closing in on 80. They'll feel like 105 to almost 110 this afternoon. Actual highs at 95, and just the remote prospect for a stray shower thunderstorm late this afternoon. This evening time, warm, muggy, sticky tonight, 76. Tomorrow, slightly better odds to the north for a morning shower thunderstorm, and more so a little closer to home late in the day, but in between 97 tomorrow. Heat index, again, 105, 110 out there with a south-southwesterly breeze. A little more wind involved tomorrow. Then a couple of thunderstorm clusters, heavy and severe late tomorrow night into Saturday, early and late with a high 91 on Saturday. Humidity finally comes down Sunday and Monday. Highs in the 80s. We'll head back into the lower 90s briefly Tuesday and Wednesday with, again, a couple of scattered showers and thunderstorms. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, meteorologist Greg Solier.
All right, thank you, Greg. Appreciate it. We got Kent Dunford in our studio. Kent Dunford, Director of Manufacturing for Frasca International. I want to apply for the Assistant Director of Manufacturing.
That's great.
Because I'll just kind of follow you around and say, yeah, he's right. Kent's right. He's right.
He's been at it a while.
I mean,
I have.
You've been there for a number of years.
35.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
Started when he was 10.
I was a little older.
You're
than
looking
that.
good. And Frasca, the great Rudy Frasca, 1958?
1958 in his garage.
He's building a simulator, right?
Yes.
And so the simulator helps pilots learn how to fly.
Correct.
Without actually having to fly.
Right.
How valuable is that?
It's very valuable because we can do emergency procedures that you wouldn't even attempt in the aircraft. You can maximize the type of training you can do.
You had to eat up Sully. The movie Sully.
Yeah. I mean, and
was that accurate?
It was, and he's a big proponent of using flight simulators to practice maneuvers. He would have never made what he made, the feat he made without flight simulators.
Yeah, amazing.
So
okay, you guys have job openings.
We do,
and there's
several.
a lot of areas, and Frasca's a big time company.
We have grown significantly over the last few years. So
what kind of positions do you have? I mean, you have a lot of people in Champaign-Urbana that are listening. You could switch jobs if you want. If you're not, they ought to wake up and be happy going to work. Why would I be happy going to Frasca?
Frasca is a really cool place because the product is not like anything else built in the area. Think huge video games.
Oh, come on, man. Stop it.
Yeah, we're shipping about 100 units a year, and they range in cost from about $100,000 all the way up to $20 million. So, yeah.
What's the payment plan on $20 million? That's pretty big.
It's steep. Yeah.
But people from all over the world call you.
Correct. We're in almost 80 countries.
Come
now.
on.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so just FYI, if I'm in a plane and Ken Dunford is sitting next to me and something's wrong, could you go in there and kind of know what you're doing?
I would know what I was doing. I would want to be a last resort, but I could get it down.
So, I mean, have you done the simulator, and is it fun?
Yeah, oh yeah. We get to test these things, go out on your lunch hour and fire it up and fly around different parts of the world and things like that.
Man, the ripple effect on this to make it safe for us to travel.
Correct. And then that's what's unique about working at Frasca, because you're working on a product that actually makes a difference in the
really
whole world.
Different. Huge
Yeah.
impact.
Yeah.
It's those Wright brothers thing, man. It's
Right.
only been 120 years ago. It's
Correct.
amazing evolution. So what about, are you making me work 80 hours a week, dude? I mean, usually jobs like this work all the time. I have no work-life balance.
We have an excellent work-life balance, really flexible with your hours.
Wait a minute, you said flexible?
Flexible.
That just perked up the ears of the 18 and 24-year-olds?
Correct. Now, we like you to be in-house during customer acceptance or when you have to work with other departments. But, yeah, we can be flexible, if you got to go to a kid's ball game or something like that. You take off early, you just come in early the next day or over the weekend, but as long as you get your hours in.
So, Kent, I have some positions here, and when it comes to engineers, there's 4 or 5 different styles of engineer. The field service engineer, software, aeronautical, mechanical, electrical. Explain the different aspects of being an engineer at Frasca.
So the funny thing is the aeronautical engineers, these guys are actually rocket scientists. So we work with guys that are, extremely intelligent.
So when they say, what are you, rocket scientists? They go, yeah, actually, I am. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be fun to say, yeah, actually, I am?
Yeah, it would be.
Cool.
And just not that I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
That's right. That's right.
So, yeah, the software engineers write the code that makes the simulator work.
Okay.
The aeronautical engineers actually go out, fly the aircraft, bring back large, huge clouds of data, and make the aircraft or the simulator fly like the aircraft. Electrical is designing the systems, the electrical systems, and the mechanical guys are doing the mechanical pieces of the simulator.
You're in the right spot. University of Illinois just churns out these stars.
As well as Parkland. We rely on graduates from both schools.
Nice. I love it. So the 2-year at Parkland, there's spots for you at Frasca. For
Correct.
Sure.
Yeah,
Wow.
especially in manufacturing. Machinists, the technicians, electronic technicians, the composite
fabricator.
Yeah. These guys are actually artists. They make the exterior, the shell, the pretty piece of the simulator. So, yeah, if you got composites or bodywork experience, we would like to have you on set.
So if I'm assistant director of manufacturing and work with Kent Dunford, who's here in studio from Frasca, I'll just walk around with you going, hey, Bob, great job.
Right.
Hey, Jeremy, that looks good. With that kind of...
Yeah, and make sure that I know when the Cardinal game's
Okay,
so.
I can do that.
There we
Cardinal
go.
starts in 20, Kent.
Right.
Okay, we've got to be done with the project. So, yeah.
When it comes to full-time benefits, paid time off, holidays, 401k, talk about the perks that Frasca offers.
One of the greatest perks we have, we were acquired by Flight Safety, which is a training organization, about a year and a half ago. One of the things that they've brought to play for us is that you can finish your bachelor's degree and the company will pay for it. You can go get your master's degree and the company will pay for it.
Say what?
Correct.
Wow.
They're really into making sure that their employees are equipped.
Yeah.
And that they're happy.
And get that kind of support.
Good 401k, you know, where they're contributing a hefty amount, matching. We got a bonus plan. You know, if the company does well, the employees gain from that. Top-notch healthcare, paid time off. And plus that you just get to work with a really cool product. It's amazing to walk out on the floor. I've been there 35 years, and some days I'm just like, wow, we do this.
And you're growing.
We are growing, yeah.
And isn't it cool to be in Champaign-Urbana and have a big-time company like this?
Yes, it is.
It's cool. Are you from here?
I actually grew up in the southern part of Illinois, but I've been here since 1987.
Oh, been a while. Been a minute.
I pretty much grew up.
Do you have, you said you're in 80 countries with your product. Do you have people from other parts of the country that work at Frasca?
We do. They have to be U.S. persons, but yeah, we do.
Come from far and wide, yeah, but a lot of local too.
A lot of local.
Yeah, and how many people are working for Frasca?
About 150 right now.
Really growing.
Yeah, when I started it, we were about 30.
I was going to say, yeah.
And about 150. And the last 2 years we've had record years.
Dang.
So, and we don't anticipate.
So you're kind of looking for an assistant director of manufacturing.
I might be, because I need to retire.
I don't have any skill, but I could.
Hey, we can talk to people though.
Think Walmart greeter. I can do that. Hey, Ken, you're doing a great job, man.
I like that.
What's that guy do? He just cheerleads.
Exactly.
Hello from Steve.
Well, they need a customer service manager right now, so maybe that could be you, Stevie. Frasca.com has all the details, and you can do that /careers to find out more information, or call 217-344-9200. I forget the lady at the front office there.
June
she
isn't
used to
one
be
of
at Cranert Center.
But
yes, she's
June isn't one of those.
Terrific.
That kind of has a handle on everything.
Yeah, Mama June, right?
Exactly.
She's in charge.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's in charge.
Yeah, generally you go and you have a June. You just ask June.
Yeah, and if you can get past June, you can get into the factory.
That's
so
awesome.
Yeah,
I love that. Everything you said sounds like a fun adventure.
Yeah, and we do all kinds of employee activities too. We have tailgates and a couple summer parties.
Where is that tailgate? Not that I'd crash it, but where do you guys generally go?
We just get one of the parking spaces in one of the lots.
Nice.
And barbecue.
Awesome.
And the employees come and we invite customers.
So, okay, Kent Dunford, you want to work at Frasca, don't you? So again, what do we do, Diane?
It's actually just Frasca.com, and you can click around and find the careers and start the process that way, or just call the number 344-9200.
Or they can just show up.
Yeah.
Bring a resume, your CV, and just show up and ask to talk.
All right, folks, they're hiring a heck of a company. They got all those bennies, man. You got the health care. There's a lot of benefits in there.
Yeah.
906 Airport Road in Urbana. That's over by Farm and Fleet.
It is.
And I'm passing right by there to go to the Christian FM Tower today in Thomasboro. I could grab you. You could help me put in an air conditioner.
You should stop in and see some of the stuff
Actually,
we're doing.
I probably should. Yeah, June won't let me in, though.
She will. You're a nice man. She'll let you.
Hey, Kent, thanks for coming in.
Thank you,
Appreciate you, Bubba. Thank you very much. Kent Dunford.
Frasca.com.
ESPN 93.5. Coach House Garages is celebrating their 50th anniversary. And now through December, when you purchase a garage, you can enter to win 5% off. Just visit CoachHouseGarages.com. That's CoachHouseGarages.com, or call Chuck Ruth.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
Hey, it's Stevie Jay. We have a Stever offer for you, the program where I, Stevie Jay, give you my money and you, wonderful person, spend it and keep it. All right, today from PDR Automotive, you heard me talking about John Marshall, the owner of PDR Automotive. Honest, talented, great staff. They can fix your car, truck, van, whatever automobile you have. Today's Stever offer, I'll give you a complete vehicle safety inspection, which is about $100. And then I'll give you another $100 to get whatever you might need fixed. $100 toward repair. The complete vehicle safety inspection. Why not? I'll pay for it. And then if you need stuff, I'll give you another $100 toward anything that might need done. That's your Stever offer from PDR Automotive. So all you have to do is go to GoStever.com, click accept. GoStever.com, click accept if you're interested. You're getting an email tonight if you're a winner. PDR Automotive, GoStever.com, click accept, and good luck.
When you're looking for a business to work with, you choose someone local, someone who's terrific at what they do. A company that helps others in need in Champaign-Urbana, and a company that stands behind what they do. That company is Roof Doctors. Roof Doctors has been keeping the rain out for over 30 years. Randy and Tammy and their family work hard to not only make sure you're 100% satisfied by their work, but that they also strive to have a positive impact on Champaign-Urbana. Roof Doctors in Urbana, they make you their number one priority.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The economy continues to hold up with modest growth. The gross domestic product for the spring quarter expanded at a 2.4% pace, which was better than expected. And also, people are still spending money. The personal consumption reading rose 1.6%. The job market is little changed in the reading just released. The number of new claims for unemployment benefits declined to 221,000 last week. Also, the number of continuing claims, those still on unemployment, declined to 1.69 million. Durable goods orders in June also rose 4.7%. It's a sign demand is continuing for expensive manufactured things. Durable goods include everything from refrigerators to airplanes. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola. Invested in you.
Kudlow on Fox Business is now on the go for podcast fans. Download the Kudlow Show podcast every weekday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com. Kudlow covers the latest headlines and business trends with an emphasis on the financial impact facing households and businesses across the country. Listen to interviews with key business newsmakers. The Kudlow podcast will be available on the go after the show every weekday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
During challenging times, family and health come first. This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Many of us have spent the past year feeling a little bit out of control. There are steps you can take to help plan for a better financial future. Now's the time to take action and create a financial plan that's right for you. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Illini family, this is Josh Whitman. Illinois football is coming off its best season in more than a decade, which makes this the perfect time for you to join us at Memorial Stadium. Single game tickets are now on sale with special preseason prices. From now until August 7th, tickets will be the lowest you'll see all season long, and that is our family first promise. Don't miss out on big games like Penn State, Wisconsin, and Nebraska. Get your tickets at fightingillini.com before August 7th. ILL.
By now, you've all heard the expression, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 for PDR Automotive. They are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. But who are they? They, the PDR staff, understand that a name is only as good as the people that represent it. The PDR staff has more than 335 years of combined automotive experience. Several employees now on staff for more than 25 years. PDR, more than just a name. Family owned and operated, now celebrating over over 50 years in business.
Great to talk with Fayon about driving and delivering for Pepsi-Cola Champaign-Urbana bottling.
Come home every day. It pays very, very well, especially for a truck driver. They're very understanding. It's just a great company all around. They're always eager to help. And you off on the weekends. The company in general is just a great company. Very family-oriented. Comes in, check on you, see if you like it. Always asking questions, trying to see if you need any help. Pretty dope.
Sound appealing? Join the Pepsi team. Equal opportunity employer. Visit PepsiColaCU.com.
All righty, 8:24. So I'm going to play Brett Bielema here after the news at the bottom of the hour.
Sounds
that gives
good.
us time. It's a 12-minute clip. Brett talks about Barbie and other things.
A good media day appearance at Big Ten.
Yeah.
And it's going on today, too, but because Illinois is not a part of it, I'm not sure who the lineup is. I know it was maybe third in line that Northwestern.
Well, the guy made a statement,
Okay.
and of course, Brett got two questions about that.
Right.
And he said, Fitz is a great friend of mine. I don't know what was going on up there. I know what is going on here.
Okay.
So, and it was great. You'll hear Brett Bielema talk about in the car with the law firm and Isaiah Williams. He's peppering them with questions they're going to get. Hey, Isaiah, you caught 83 passes last year. Do you have to catch 85 to be successful? And then he said, Isaiah's response was exactly what I thought he was going to say. So they prepped them. Brett suggested that a coach needs to know everything about their players and their interactions and their signs on the door as they leave every place that reminds them who they are and what they need to consider.
Okay.
And the fact that the GPA, I didn't know this, the GPA, grade point average for this football squad is the best in history since they've been tracking.
That's awesome.
They are the average. Think about this now. Those big, dumb athletes. The average is over 3 point on a 4 point.
That's terrific.
That's a B. The average. That's amazing.
Well, Johnny Newton, one of 10 conference players selected for some preseason honors already, and I was poking around on his bio, and he wants to design cars and things like that in the future.
A guy like Johnny Newton will probably come up with a pretty cool looking car.
Right.
Yeah, because he'll probably drive a pretty good looking car that the NFL team
You're
will pay
right.
for.
Working with Keith Randolph Jr. as his kind of cohort for the law firm there, and Isaiah Williams, too. A little soft-spoken, but he is just a quality human being.
Just fantastic. He met Christian, my son, and the next time he saw Christian, he not only said, "Hi, Christian, you're in engineering. Tell me about." that kind of stuff.
Oh, wow!
Just engaging.
That's awesome.
But he, got baptized last year, and but the talent level, this guy's going to play in the NFL, and so is Newton. And so is Randolph. I mean, they're going to play, and they're probably have more. I mean, we had a guy, Devin Witherspoon. Brett's going to talk about him. He wasn't a 3-star. He didn't have any stars. He was a 0-star player. That Lovey got on the team, but he had 0. And he's the 5th pick in the NFL draft under Brett Bielema. So that kind of indicates that there's development going on. But the fact, too, they're number 2 in the world on transfers leaving. Meaning they like it.
Right.
Brett Bielema also said something I hadn't heard him say. This is his last rodeo. So no NFL team. Nobody's going to come and get him. This is it. He built a big house. He's got a beautiful wife, 2 beautiful young girls. This is where he wants to stay.
I love it. I love that he added Jim Leonard from Wisconsin.
Yeah, Jim Leonard's going to work Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and be with his family all weekend because his role is going to be touching all the departments.
As a senior analyst.
He's going to be helping offensive, defensive, and special teams, and he's a big get.
And good idea not to have a coaching role so that he could get that $1 million from Wisconsin.
Yeah, we appreciate Wisconsin paying a lot of the way for Jim Leonard. No, it's a really big hire, and I think it's a brilliant move for Josh and Brett to get Jim Leonard, who's available. And who knows what that leads to, because there's always shifting in the coaching ranks. Somebody gets ahead here. By the way, Brett Bielema, 6 guys that were assistants for him are now head coaches. 6.
Man.
That's pretty good for only 15 years of head coaching experience. So we'll play the whole Brett Bielema here coming up in just a few moments. Stand by for that. 217-359-2255. You want to text in for any reason, you're always welcome. We're on Facebook Live and the YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen, for now. 728. Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is ready to help you combine home and auto and save right here in Champaign-Urbana. Call 352-1411 today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Average annual per household savings based on a 2019 national survey by State Farm of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm.
Hey, it's Stevie Jay. We have a Stever offer for you, the program where I, Stevie Jay, give you my money and you, wonderful person, spend it and keep it. All right, today from PDR Automotive, you heard me talking about John Marshall, the owner of PDR Automotive. Honest, talented, great staff. They can fix your car, truck, van, whatever automobile you have. Today's Stever offer, I'll give you a complete vehicle safety inspection, which is about $100. And then I'll give you another $100 to get whatever you might need fixed. $100 toward repair. The complete vehicle safety inspection. Why not? I'll pay for it. And then if you need stuff, I'll give you another $100 toward anything that might need done. That's your Stever offer from PDR Automotive. So all you have to do is go to GoStever.com, click accept, GoStever.com, click accept if you're interested. You're getting an email tonight if you're a winner. PDR Automotive, GoStever.com, click accept, and good luck.
Here's your OSF Healthcare Medical Minute.
Hi, I'm Dr. Nishant Valam-Setla. I specialize in pulmonary and critical care medicine at OSF, Heart of Mary Medical Center. If you find yourself getting out of breath more easily than before, or even when you are doing routine activities, it may indicate that you may have a lung issue. Especially in warmer months, breathing issues like asthma or COPD can become heightened and more prevalent. The great news is there are many steps you can take to help your lungs. If your breathing issues are getting in your way of enjoying your summer, our dedicated team is here to help.
The economy continues
Our team looks forward to caring for you and your family, whether that's through our pulmonology outpatient clinic or at the OSF Heart of Mary Medical Center critical care units. Please visit our website to learn more about me and our team at osfhealthcare.org.
For more information, visit osfhealthcare.org.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. It's a better than expected report on the nation's economic growth. Cheryl Custodian with Fox Business.
2.4%, the advanced read for second quarter GDP. Estimate was only for 1.8%. Talk about a strong economy. There goes that recession talk, right? We're thinking we were going to have a slowdown. It's the opposite. 2.4%. This is in the high end of the range that economists were looking for.
And stocks got today higher on Wall Street. The 13 straight days up for the Dows, the longest streak since 1987. Today, 14 would tie the record set in 1897. Ukraine's military is stepping up a counteroffensive to push Russian troops out of the southeast.
Many watching the troop movements say the goal may be to get through the land corridor between Russia and the Russian-annexed Crimean Peninsula, eventually splitting Russian forces in half and cutting off supply lines.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. Ukraine's progress in taking back territory has been slow. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. I'm Joe Miller. Illinois dealing with hot and humid weather the rest of the week. National Weather Service's highs throughout much of the state could reach to the upper 90s today. Heat index values in the triple digits. Heat advisory goes into effect today. It'll last till Friday night. Hot and humid conditions could cause heat illnesses. The president designating a new national monument to honor Emmett Till and his mom, the 14-year-old black child from Chicago, murdered in Mississippi by white supremacists in 1955. The president signed a proclamation establishing 3 sites, including 2 in Mississippi, 1 in Roberts Temple Church of God in Christ in Chicago, where Emmett's funeral was held. Illinois football adding a former rival to their coaching staff. Jim Leonard was named senior football analyst for the program. He joins the Illini from Wisconsin, where he spent the last 7 seasons on staff. He began his coaching career at Wisconsin in 2016. That's what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana, and vicinity, assuming no outflow boundaries or thunderstorm activity in a widespread basis. Often running into this heat wave weather pattern and an excessive heat warning in effect for high temperatures the next couple of days into the mid and upper 90s. Indices of heat up to about 110 in some areas, and muggy dew point and high dew point values as well. Use care and caution. 95 the forecast high today. Still a slim chance for an isolated shower and thunderstorm late this morning and this afternoon. Slightly better odds overnight tonight, down to 76. Tomorrow up to 97. The rain chances will get bumped up to 40% by late in the day. Could be some stormy weather, especially north of Champaign tomorrow night and closer to home by Saturday. Lows tomorrow night in the 70s and a hot, humid Saturday at 91. Humidity will come down late in the day. Cooler, drier air with high temperatures in the mid to upper 80s Sunday and Monday. A couple more thunderstorms in here for Monday late and Tuesday next week. We're heading back into the lower 90s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Frasca International in Urbana is a legacy founded in 1958 by aviation pioneer Rudy Frasca with a mission of improving safety in the skies. Over 60 years later, Frasca is committed to providing the best simulation equipment available with superior quality and a personal approach to service and support. Would you love to make a difference in your job? Frasca is looking for composites fabricator, electronic technician, electrical design associate, machine shop finisher, and customer service manager. Positions for field service engineer, software engineer, aeronautical engineer, mechanical engineer, and project manager are also available. The perfect fit will enjoy full-time benefits with paid time off, holidays, a 401k, and Monday through Friday schedule. For details, call 217-344-9200. As an equal opportunity employer, you can learn more about the application process at frasca.com/careers.
Okay, it is 25 before 9 o'clock. That's Diane Ducey.
Morning.
I am Stevie J, and I wanted to play all of Brett Bielema's appearance yesterday at the Big Ten Media Day. The boys are off this week before they come roaring back next week to get us into football, basketball, and beyond. So Lonte and Derek Piper are not on again today and tomorrow, but back Monday with everything ready to go. So here we go. Brett Bielema yesterday in Indianapolis, our Illinois football coach at Big Ten Media Day.
Great to be back. Very excited to be back as the third year as a head coach here at the University of Illinois. Brought with us three great players. Very exciting time in our program right now. Just starting since January. We were in our first January bowl game in a long time at the University of Illinois. In February, we signed a recruiting class that I think is going to continue to build the tradition of the players and the roster development that we believe in. In March, we jumped into the beginning of spring football and started a ticket campaign that today I was told that we have over 9,500 new season ticket holders. You get close to 10,000 new season tickets in a year. That's doing some good things. So very, very excited about that. Ended the spring semester with the highest GPA in the history of the school with over a 3.0 of our entire roster. Just a really exciting time to be where we're at. Also in this conference, I'd like to welcome, obviously, 4 new coaches in the Big Ten West. The transition that has happened since a year ago. All these rematch games bring a new perspective, a new staff, and wish them the best of luck, but especially to bring Tony Petitti in as our commissioner. Obviously, it's been a refreshing sight to see him so engaged with our coaches. We've had several talks with him, even just this last week, to have our roster adjust to have 120 players in our fall camp. It's something that every coach in America have been trying to get, and once Tony and his crew got a hold of that, I know Greg Schiano also had a big part of that, to have that movement happen for our players. I think it just benefits the game in so many ways. So really exciting time in our program. For me as a head coach, this is my 15th media day. It's my 10th media day here in the Big Ten Conference, 7 at Wisconsin and 3 here, and couldn't be more excited about the state of the game, the football, our players, the roster. Everybody wants to talk their views on NIL and the transfer portal. I think as a head coach now, going in my 15th year, I've just learned to embrace and really handle change and the nuances and adjust. And you can't complain. I always say this as a coach, right? On game day, you just give me the rules and who we're going to play, and I'll play the game, right? And kind of take that same approach now, how we run our program and what we do. And it's a very exciting time that as a staff, obviously lost a coordinator last year who went in our conference, Ryan, and wish him all the best in that. But that brought an opportunity to have transition to my staff, and I believe now my sixth coach that's worked for me that's become a head coach. But with my staff I currently have, there's 5 new coaches that are in new roles. Aaron Henry, who was my DB coach a year ago, is now transitioned to our coordinator. And then I brought 4 new coaches into our program who have been just a home run so far. We haven't won a game yet, but I love what I've seen in them and the development of our players, the faith in our program, and the recruiting cycle. So a lot of things to get excited about. So open it up for questions.
Adam Rosen, the Daily Line. I just want to ask, how are you and your coaching staff working to promote a culture of welcoming and safety in your locker room? Obviously, there's stuff at Northwestern. I just want to ask, how is your welcoming and culture in the locker room?
You know, one of the things that's really unique in college football right now is there used to be just this, influx of freshmen, right? But now, we actually do kind of a program orientation, not only in June when we have our new arrivals of high school players, but for us in January we had almost a dozen high school players, about 4 or 5 transfer players. We've added another 3 or 4 transfer players this summer. So at any point in our year, in our program, it never really changes. We get our players heavily involved. I literally don't recruit or have official visits on our campus unless all of our players are there, because our players are our greatest representatives of what we want. I've been a head coach 15 years, and I think about what I learned as a player, as an assistant, and it's so important in today's world to stay on top of everything that touches our players' life, right? Not only when they're in the building. We literally have some things on the doors when you're walking in and walking out that kind of give you a way to think about where you're at and what you're doing, and I couldn't be happier. We actually, in the portal world we're living in, I don't know where we stand right now, but I know at one point when we went into the recruiting season, we were actually tied for second for fewest number of portal lost players, right? And what that's telling me is kids like being in our program. They like the way they've been treated. They like the way they get coached. They take a player that when we got there, he had started 5 games. He was an unranked player in the recruiting cycle, didn't even have a star. He wasn't a 1-star, 2-star, or 3-star with Devin Witherspoon, and he became the 5th pick in the NFL draft. I think that opens people's eyes.
Dustin Schutte, Indiana Sports Beat. Brett, I'm going to throw a non-football question your way. The new Barbie movie's out. Have you taken your daughters to see it? Do you have plans to go see it? Can you give us some thoughts on this new movie?
I saw a little social media tweet that the money it brought in a weekend compared to the next rated movie was pretty impressive. I see a lot of Barbies. I have a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old. I know my 6-year-old Bella is watching, so hi, Briella. I bought a lot of Barbies. We had a Tooth Fairy show up the other day. Tooth Fairy is going for $20 these days. I couldn't believe that price. But we bought a lot of Barbie stuff for $20. So I don't really get to talk a lot of Barbie, so I appreciate the question. Have not taken her to see it, but I'm sure we're going to see it. We're kind of in the mermaid mode right now, so we're still heavy in the mermaids.
Anderson Kimball, Decatur Herald and Review. I have just 2 about Jim Leonard, who you announced yesterday. I guess, how much did he help you when you were in your first year as a defensive coordinator at Wisconsin, and how much is he going to help the staff now this year?
Yeah, Jimmy and I first met. I became the defensive coordinator at the University of Wisconsin, and I remember walking in and Coach Alvarez said, hey, there's one guy that you got to talk to on the defense side of the ball, and if you get him to believe in what you're doing, you'll get the entire defense and the entire team to believe in you. So I literally had a meeting set up with Jimmy when I got to campus the first day, brought him in, told him, and showed him the package that we were going to run. I believe Wisconsin that year that I took over, it was ranked 87th or 88th in the country on total defense. So I talked about what we were going to do. We were going to try to retain the things they did well. I had every defensive coach was still on my staff, so it was kind of an audition for me to teach Jimmy what I had to teach the coaches. An hour after that, he was smiling ear to ear, and I think he went on to have a very special season. Not that he wasn't good before, but it just made a huge impact on me and how quickly he learned the game. I believe we went to the University of Wisconsin at the end of the year, University of Iowa at the end of the year, and I believe he picked the first 2 picks, or first 2 third down plays in that game out of a new formation, and we didn't even talk about the adjustment. He made it on the field as a player. So I've really learned early that he knows the game. Stayed in touch with him during his entire NFL career. I knew he'd be a good coach. Obviously talked extensively to him why he was up there before I came back in the league. Paul talked about the savvy he hit. I know I talked to Coach Alvarez and about his presence and his awareness, his feel. Obviously, when he became the head coach, we just played them the day before, so I shot him a text and wished him best of luck, but I said, I can't help your ass right now, But started a conversation with him even back then that wishing him all the best, all the luck. Then as the things proceeded, when he didn't get retained, I kind of reached out to him and said, hey, have you thought about what you want to do? And we just started conversations, invited him down to spend a couple days with our staff. I think he was still trying to figure it out, so it's probably a question better for him. But he'll be a senior analyst for us, and he'll handle responsibilities that really touch all three phases of the game. He's already had conversations with Coach Lunny and obviously Coach Henry, and Jimmy was a really good special teams player as well. So I'm going to use him in all three phases. He won't be with us on game days, home or away. He'll kind of be in the office Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then he'll go be with his family on the weekends.
Phil Thompson, Chicago Tribune. Two-parter, if you can indulge me, Coach. Pat Fitzgerald said that he didn't know what was going on at Northwestern, and given that, as a coach, do you think you need a more hands-on, proactive investigation to see what's going on within your program? And then the second part, it took 15 years for Illinois to get to 8 wins. What can you do, or what are you doing to ensure that you build on that progress?
Yeah, two completely different questions, but I'll kind of tie my answer into both because I think it comes from conversations that you have with your own university. Listen, Fitz and I are very close, and whatever happened there, that's not a conversation I don't know anything about and don't have the ability to comment on. But I can tell you what happens at Illinois. And, when I received the first phone call from Josh Whitman, I realized that this was a guy that I wanted to be a partner with, right? He was a guy that played there and played very, very well, played in the NFL, became a lawyer, tried that world, and got into administration and was looking for a coach that wanted to sustain success, right? And that was something that was very important for me. I wanted to get back into head coaching, but I didn't want to go to a situation where I didn't think it could be sustained, right? I wanted this to be my last rodeo. Signed a contract recently that literally has a no-compete with anybody in the Big Ten because I found my home. I know where I want to go. And to walk that walk every day with Josh, I think I was driving over yesterday. One of my favorite exercises as a head coach, I literally drive our players here to the Big Ten media. And the whole time we're driving, I'm asking them questions, right? Questions that they're going to get. Isaiah Williams, he caught 83 balls last year. Do you got to catch 85 balls for it to be a successful season? And he answered it the way that I thought he would answer it. We'll talk about it, critique it. I obviously knew they were going to get a question centered around Northwestern, and to hear their responses and their reactions that they gave tells me what we're doing, right? They basically repeated everything that I believed had happened. I distinctly remember when I circled back to Josh, my first spring, we were in a spring practice, and one of the things we do at Illinois is we play in all conditions, so we practice in all conditions. The only thing that makes us go inside is if there's lightning. So we practice in rain, sleet, snow, AM, PM, and everything in between. And I got done with a rain practice, and Josh had came to practice, and he and I were talking at the end of practice. It's probably about a half hour after we were done with practice, and I looked around. He and I were the only two on the field in a rain, standing by ourselves. And at that point, I'm like, if an AD is going to stand outside and talk to me in the rain a half hour after practice, I knew that this was a guy that cares about our program. Josh is in our building every day, for the most part, year-round. A lot of the times, 2 or 3 times a week, I'm in the building every day, our coaches. So I don't really worry about what's happening in our building. I don't ever mention the word culture. I just never have. I'm not a guy that thinks it's a buzzword that it just isn't something that's ever set well with me. But I talk about what we do to have a season like we just had and the talent that we have returning and to have the highest GPA in school history. It tells me we're doing a lot of good things.
Jeremy Warner, 24/7 Sports, Illini Inquirer. Brett, on that sustaining success, what gives you confidence that this team can take that next step and help you sustain success?
And Jeremy, it's a great question I ask myself every day, right? Like, I look for indicators. I think the guys that are around me, the people that are around me know that when we were here a year ago, I wasn't going to put a prediction on how many wins we're going to have, but I was pretty sure we're going to be a bowl team. I knew that we had a good football team that was going to grow and build. I look for indicators of how our guys carry themselves off the field. I look for indicators on how they adapt and adjust to new players. When I was riding over those 3 guys yesterday, I kind of was asking them questions about players that I haven't seen, right, that only they've seen. And just to hear them say what they said with the intelligence that they did, it tells me that our best players are observant of what's going on around them. These 3 guys we brought over could have easily been 3 draft picks last year in a class that was highly talented, but they came back to make a better opportunity for themselves in our football program. And we got a lot of unfinished business. Last year we were a 8-5 team, but it broke up into a 7-1 team and a 1-4 team. And I focused myself on the 1-4 more than any time in my career. Obviously, it all happened at the end of the year, so there had to be some contributing factors that are on me as a coach and development and program-wise. So I like where we're at. I love some of the young influx of talent. For me as a head coach, this is my 15th year, as I said earlier, but I've never felt more engaged with our roster, the way that they're being developed, the way they're being coached, and the way that they react to our coaches is pretty cool.
Guy knows how to do it. I love him. Brett Bielema, Illinois football coach at Media Day yesterday.
Racing. Farmer City Raceway is your local award-winning dirt track with exciting Friday night lights illuminating the late models and modifieds going for the checkered flag for the win. Make arrangements to get in on the camping with great price points for pit passes and young fans, as well as veterans. Friday nights, the hot laps start at 6:30, then qualifying and racing action. Don't miss out on the fun at Farmer City Raceway. For details, visit farmercityracing.com. You'll buy the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
Coach House Garages is celebrating their 50th anniversary. And now through December, when you purchase a garage, you can enter to win 5% off. Just visit CoachHouseGarages.com. That's CoachHouseGarages.com or call Chuck Ruth.
Let Max Twin City Recycling pay you for your junk metal items. As the weather begins to heat up, now is a great time to put cash in your pocket for the steel, copper, brass, and aluminum items you've been meaning to get rid of. We've recently added a large concrete pad to make unloading quicker and cleaner for our customers. Visit us on North Lincoln Avenue, just north of I-74, or at maxrecycling.com.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
What kind of bedside manner would you like your doctor to have? At Roof Doctors, they make sure you feel good about what they can do for you. They make sure they answer all of your questions and feel comfortable about whatever procedure your roof needs. Roof Doctors has helped customers for over 30 years. Randy and Tammy have helped make lives better in our community with their generosity and kindness. Roof Doctors is the company you can trust if you need anything done on your roof. Roof Doctors in Urbana. They make you their #1 priority.
Look at everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity. As expected, the heat building on in, oppressive humidity values and an excessive heat warning in effect across the area. Use care and caution. Still enough energy and weakness up aloft to generate an isolated shower thunderstorm during the late night, early morning, or later afternoon into the early evening. Better organization of rainfall around here for the end part of the week, and then somewhat cooler, drier air shapes up for the weekend. Up to 95 today. Partly sunny skies, a little patchy fog around early on this morning. That rain chance at 20% this afternoon, 30% late night tonight, up to 40% tomorrow. 50-50 crack at it here for tomorrow night in through Saturday, and some of those storms could be heavy and severe. We'll bottom out down to 76 for tonight. Highs tomorrow at 97, 91 on Saturday. Then high temperatures will settle back into the middle 80s over the course of the weekend. Couple of more thunderstorms, and we're back into the lower 90s early next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Wouldn't it be nice to visit a car dealership where you didn't feel like you were at an auction? Or didn't feel like you were being taken to the cleaners?
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
Welcome to Sarah Champagne. At Sarah, they offer a one-price promise. Every vehicle at a fair price, no negotiation, only the best price. Sarah Champagne, Honda, BMW, GMC, Buick, and Subaru. SERRA Champagne.com.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. Take a look around your home. Is it finally ready for some much-needed updates? If you don't know where to start, then just meet with one of our experts. We'll help you find the perfect waterproof plank floor for your kitchen or that stain-resistant, super soft carpet for your bedroom. Finish your room update with a custom sofa and chairs, or choose a trendy in-stock dining set that's priced right. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
Hi, I'm Katie Landers from Fisher, your new Champaign County Fair Queen.
I'm Mackenzie Holst from St. Joe, your little miss. Don't miss the Champaign County Fair.
Make sure to hit the carnival on Sunday, Tuesday, and the last day of the fair, Saturday, July 29th, and purchase your unlimited ride bracelet.
I can't wait to eat all the great fair food. Some of my favorite foods are lemonade shake-ups and elephant ears.
Get all the details at champaigncountyfair.cc.
What's going on there today, Diane?
It is 4-H Day, so check out the livestock barns and, of course, air-conditioned Kessler Hall.
Yeah.
See all the exhibits.
Yeah.
It's the limited ride booklets for 3 to 12-year-olds from 1 to 4. The carnival opens at 5. The monster trucks are at 7.
Oh, we have patio play tonight, too, don't we?
We do. The Jaybirds are on stage. It'll be between 6 and 8 at Houlihan's, First and St. Mary for patio play.
Nancy Wilson at the Virginia Theater.
I know. I'm going to be at that show. In fact, patio play might be nice for a drink before the show. And Mike taking me out tonight to the Virginia. Ann Wilson, known for her work for over 3 decades at Heart.
I could probably sit next to Roger Ebert and really enjoy the show, wouldn't I? Because the music's going to be pretty darn loud.
Too darn loud for you, so you'll be on the bench outside with your thumbs up.
Exactly.
Listening.
You'll probably say, man, I love that. Oh, I love that one. Oh, I love that one.
Magic Man, Barracuda, These Dreams.
Bet I could hear it pretty well from Roger Ebert.
Probably so. Probably
I am very old, my friends.
It's all good.
No.
Well, we had a lot of great winners, and we appreciate everyone texting in. We had winners for tomorrow's Brothers Osborne and Matt Stell show. Then we're going to pivot with the Virginia and Asleep at the Wheel. That's a Saturday night, August 19th.
Okay, so baseball tonight, Cubs and Cardinals from St. Louis for the next 4 days. Cubs have won 5 in a row. They're hot.
We're on a roll, baby.
Now what? I mean, you got the trade deadline is coming up. You got, do the Cubs sell or do they keep Bellinger? It's right on the line. Cubs are 5 games behind making the playoffs.
Like 4.5.
So maybe you keep everything going, and I don't know because the Cubbies are. Can the Cardinals beat the Cubs?
I know.
We'll see. And the Cardinals are definitely moving players. You're gonna hear some pretty good names that have been with the Cardinals a while that are going to be traded this weekend. Monday's the deadline. Maybe it'll be Monday as last-minute negotiations. No question that John Mozeliak's making moves and all kinds of rumors out there daily about who and for what.
Always fun to have these conversations at P is too. 1609 West Springfield Avenue. Eric is helping with the quarterback club golf outing today.
Yeah, hydrate.
Little warm.
Hydrate. Wear the hat.
I think it's at Atkins U of I golf course. So
wonderful.
Good stuff.
We're going to see Eric Meyer next week. All right. Thank you, Diane.
Enjoy the day.
That's Diane Ducey. Go to PDR Automotive. They're really good with your car, truck, or van. You can go to GoStever.com. Check out our offer from PDR today. We'll be back tomorrow and get it going for the weekend. Thank you for listening. I'm Stevie Jay. Have a great Thursday.
Short-term market fluctuations can be unnerving for everyone. A proven way to tune out the noise and focus on long-term investment goals is to adhere to a well-constructed investment plan. This is Eric Bowen with Provident Financial Group. If you don't have a plan in place, we can help create one designed specifically for you. Call us today for a complimentary consultation. Contact us at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Join the Champaign Parks Foundation for a fun evening of food, socializing, and entertainment at the iHotel and Conference Center with Champaign Park District's Youth Scholarship Fund to benefit from the new Ties and Tennies Gala. It's coming up on Thursday, September 14th, and you'll enjoy dueling pianos, a plated dinner, complimentary wine and beer, live and silent auction, and featured speaker Team USA Paralympian sitting volleyball player Nicole Millage. Learn more details. Visit champaignparks.org.
Hi, I'm Steve with Restoration Urban Ministries, and we have a desperate need. We have a building that's coming down, and we have to put up another one. But we have you, and we have God on our side. So August the 12th, we are going to have at Hessel Park in Champaign, family, food, and fun. We're going to have 5 to 10 different church bands playing. We're going to have speakers. We're going to have testimonies. We're going to have food. We're going to have sausages and barbecue and corn on the cob, all kinds of summertime treats. And we're going to have a lot of fun going on. We have different games for the kids. So we're counting on you to come and join us and participate and help us raise money for a new building in Jesus' name. You can come and visit us at www.restorationurbanministries.org. Family, food, and fun at Hessel Park, August the 12th. We'll see you there.
PDR Automotive has now been serving the Champaign-Urbana area for over 50 years. To give you some perspective, 50 years ago ended the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, and it was when Secretariat won the Triple Crown. So what does that mean for you and your vehicle? Whether you need a carburetor overhauled or your new vehicle computer system diagnosed or programmed, PDR Automotive has the experienced, knowledgeable staff that can handle all your automotive needs. Online at pdrauto.com, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Illini pizza fans, Jets Pizza has been making the best pizza on the planet for 40 years. They've always been committed to quality, like hand-pressed dough, fresh mozzarella, and sauce made from Mama Jet's secret family recipe. All baked to perfection. It takes more work, but take one bite and you'll get it. Right now, enjoy 3 types of pepperoni with the new Triple-Roni Pizza for just $16.99. And this is a limited time deal, so visit jetspizza.com. And don't forget to flavorize your crust for free, like their famous Turbo Crust. Jets, better because it has to be.
You spend half of your life indoors. That's half of your life underneath your roof. Who do you trust to keep you safe and dry underneath it? The name to remember is Roof Doctors. Roof Doctors understands the harsh weather conditions that your roof endures because they're a family and locally owned business. From your community, for your community, the doctors who make the house calls, Roof Doctors, at roofdoctors.com or phone 328-7529. Rest easy under a roof that's been treated by Roof Doctors.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
BMW, Buick, GMC, Honda, and Subaru. Welcome to Sarah Champagne. We can handle all your car repairs on site, including paintless dent repair, bumpers, windshields, everything in between. We have an amazing selection of new or pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Shop from home and buy online or reserve your vehicle before it hits our website or dealership. Sarah Champagne is home of the Sarah One Price Promise, delivering an honest and transparent buying experience. Hurry in or shop online at sarahchampagne.com.
Thursday, July 27th, half of Heart is in town. Ann Wilson and Trip Setter will take the stage at the Virginia Theater. Don't miss this great night of music with a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award-winning Ann Wilson taking the stage, also inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. One night only, Thursday, July 27th. Get your tickets now and treat someone special in your life to an awesome date night. Ann Wilson, July 27th, thevirginia.org.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.